Welcome to a laid back night of an all open mic Stone Soup. I am so glad everyone is here, and I'm glad you're listening if you're on the Facebook Live feed or if you're listening to this about 12 or so hours later on YouTube, where we upload every show, every open mic onto my channel and share it out to the world. So I'm so glad you're here to share your voices with us, and I'm very happy to keep on doing this. Tony B says hi. I ran into her yesterday. She's doing really well. Give a chance to get, if you get a chance, congratulate her on her new job. And also happy belated birthday to Jan Rowe. And there's probably a whole 100 other shout outs that I forgot, but I'm glad you guys are here and doing well. We're going to do a round robin, 2 rounds. There's about 5 of you tonight. Maybe I'll join in on the festivities tonight. Maybe I won't. We'll see how that goes. So everyone gets a turn. Everyone gets a turn at least. Everyone gets a turn 2 laps, 2 poems. Or if Ethan, if you want to save yours for last, you can do that. If you think you got 2 pieces in you, definitely share that. We're going to start now with someone who requested screen time. Literal screen time, in that I share a screen with a photo that he did. And I'm going to put that up now. And hopefully this works out. Ed, when you unmute yourself, just let me know if this works, because I'm going to share right now.
Okay.
And going from share, and hopefully you can see the picture. Good.
Yes. Thank you very much.
So let's welcome up Gentleman Galt, photographer, writer extraordinaire, contributor to Oddball at oddballmagazine.com, where you can see a lot of our work, if not every week, fairly occasionally. There's many open micers here have sent their work over, and hopefully we're going to be growing the open mic immensely in the next few weeks. But for now, let's give a shout out to our old faithfuls. Take it away, Ed.
Thank you. This is part of a book I'm working on, and this particular poem, Acrobat, is part of a collection of little poems within that book called The Four Nightmares. And first one of those is called Acrobat. And here it is, Acrobat. We were visiting the Milfords at their high-rise condo by Leverett Pond. The sky was overcast, but from time to time, the sun would peek through. It was peeking through when we stepped through the door into their home on the very top floor. Dinner was on the table. Briskets, stuffing, salad, and wine. Then we visited for a while. Piper played with the Milford children. I could see from the window that the clouds had come again. At around 4, we left. Piper wasn't done playing yet. She had lots of energy still. For some reason, their front door was on the very top floor of the building. We would have to walk to another door and walk down the steps to the elevator that would take us down to the ground floor. Piper observed that there were no guardrails. She got excited and wanted to show us her acrobatic act. So she ran to the ledge of the building. Before I can catch her, she is off the edge. She twirls around and tries to grab the roof's edge, but misses, falling to her death. All I can hear is a pop, like a cork from a bottle. It was sickening. The sun was coming back out. I looked back at Marcy. She just stared out into space. And that was an actual nightmare that I had on Christmas morning. So for dictating that
Thank you very much, Ed.
within a couple of years. Thank you.
Let me get, let me just stop the sharing for a minute if I'm able to. Here we go. Let's get us back here. Ah, here we go. Much better. Okay. So we are back and we're going to move it to one of our other stalwart people by phone. Carol, as I said, couldn't make it tonight, but I'm very glad Nancy was able to join us. Let's welcome up Nancy Dodson, who has to unmute herself, but knows very well how to. There you go.
Cool and chilly. It's cool, chilly wind and weather. The dogs come in right away. It's not my turn to go out. First, it will kill the plants. House plants are bedded ones. Fear of a kill makes me bring them in tonight. Frost kill or what? Will they survive? I doubt it.
Thank you, Nancy. And now let's move over to our man in the shadows, who never uses the camera, but he makes himself heard. Let's welcome up Mr. Chris Fitzgerald.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. This piece is like about Lexington and Concord and Dorchester Heights when I brought Michelangelo into South Boston. This is the first half of it. I'm going to bring in one of the all-time heavy hitters to watch my back. Michelangelo, Michael, the Archangel in English. He was named after one of 9 celestial beings who took care of God's more mundane chores. Michael, the Archangel, was the prince of the archangels. He held up your soul on Judgment Day. Heaven, hell, purgatory, weighing it. I've always loved the Catholic Church use of metaphor and nuance. Michelangelo, the non-celestial being, was the first artist. Before him, there were craftsmen and women. Before him, everyone sucked up to the status quo. He helped bring free thought into being as a valued activity. Free thought. You have to teach yourself how to think. No one can do it for you. Public education, be it taxpayer-supported or private money, doesn't teach anyone how to think, but how to be a valued member of some economic system. Hegel's own line, who cares what they think, just as long as they obey. They don't teach you how to see what's in front of you, but how to pay your rent, your phone bill, place down the Cape. That's what gives the system order. Back to Michelangelo. He has this unique relationship with Pope Julius II, the warrior Pope. The Pope, just like leaders, like the Egyptian pharaohs thousands of years previously, wanted to be remembered after his death with a memorable monument, a tomb. The Sistine Chapel was a little different. Michelangelo had started out on the Pope's tomb. Then the Pope wanted Michelangelo to work on the walls and ceilings of the Sistine Chapel. Catholic history. There's a one-liner that has been used thousands of years. It's up there with where the bear releases its fecal matter. It's the Pope a Catholic. I mean, and it's one of the sure things you can count on in life. Michelangelo was 100 times more Catholic than Julius II, but he didn't follow the Catholic established narrative. 10 years earlier, the Pieta, why a lot of people, myself included, consider Michelangelo the first artist. The Pieta is this 49, 50-year-old woman being given the dead body of her 33-year-old son. He gave it a youthful complexion of a 20-something-year-old woman. Therefore, now, while the youthful hue sits on the skin like the moon dew. This was way before the time, those late-night infomercials with the 800 numbers to call to receive those miracle creams, which ought to take 20, 30 years off your complexion. Don't use these creams if you're pregnant, may become pregnant, or know how to spell pregnant. So when the critics looked at Mary, the mother of Jesus in marble in the Pieta, how can she look so young? The gist of Michelangelo's response was, still a virgin, still resisting guys pouring at her. It's a good shut-up line. He wasn't speaking trizzled truth. He just didn't follow established narrative. He wasn't imposed upon by the virgin birth. The big implication from the virgin birth was there's something impure, unclean, perhaps even dirty, the male and female exchanging body fluids. Michelangelo didn't go for that. Just breathing air seemed to be a cause of celebration for Michelangelo. Michelangelo's main focus seemed to be an honest, creative human being. not the smoke and mirrors, not the fraud around the roads his society had to offer its members. So when he started to work in the frescoes, Sistine Chapel, there were penises, women with that slit between their legs, nudity, and more nudity. Not overwhelming nudity, but just enough to be representative of the human experience. The Pope would sometimes walk through the chapel named after his uncle, Pope Sixtus, looking at the no-clothes people. He was pissed. Where's the loincloths? Where's the fig leaves? Where's the fig leaves? Where's the loincloths? It's the Catholic Church. Make the nudes decent. Cover them up. So the Pope had a surrogate, a bishop, a Monsignor, say to Michelangelo, nudity has to go. Michelangelo said there's an easy answer to that. Tell the Pope, get rid of sin in the world, then I'll get rid of the nudes. One of my favorite answers of all time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chris. And let's see who we have. Let's see who we're going to have next. If he's got time. Oh my God, he's really doing the Kilroy tonight. There we go. So he knows I'm talking about him now. Now I know I'm repeating my material. So let's give a welcome to our orator extraordinaire before we go to the music. This is Mr. John Sturm coming right up. Good evening, Mr. Sturm.
Am I unmuted? Edgar Allan Poe, To One in Paradise. With this epigraph from Colette. It is the image in the mind that links us to our lost treasures, but it is the loss that shapes the image, gathers the flowers, weaves the garland. Edgar Allan Poe. Thou wast that all to me, love, for which my soul did pine, a green isle in the sea, love, a fountain and a shrine, all wreathed with fairy fruits and flowers, and all the flowers were mine. Ah, dream too bright to last, ah, starry hope that didst arise, but to be overcast. A voice from out the future cries, on, but o'er the past dim gulf my spirit hovering lies, mute, motionless, aghast. For alas, alas, with me, the light of life is o'er. No more, no more, no more. Such language holds the solemn sea to the sands upon the shore. No more shall bloom the thunder-blasted tree or the stricken eagle soar. And all my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy dark eye glances, and where thy footstep gleams, in what ethereal dances, by what eternal streams. Edgar Allan Poe, Dream Within a Dream. Take this kiss upon the brow, and in parting from you now, thus much let me avow, you are not wrong who deem that my days have been a dream. Yet if hope has flown away in a night or in a day, is it therefore the less gone? All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. I stand amid the roar of a surf-tormented shore, and I hold within my hand grains of golden sand. How few, yet how they creep through my fingers to the deep. While I weep, while I weep. Oh God, can I not grasp them with a tighter clasp? Oh God, can I not save one from the pitiless wave? Is all that we see or seem but a dream within a dream? Edgar Allan Poe, To Helen. Helen, thy beauty is to me like those Nicean barks of yore, which gently o'er a perfumed sea the weary, way-worn wanderer bore to his own native shore. On desperate seas long wont to roam, thy hyacinth hair, thy classic face, thy naiad airs have brought me home to the glory that was Greece and the grandeur that was Rome. Lo, in yon brilliant window niche, how statue-like I see thee stand, the agate lamp within thy hand, ah, Psyche from the regions which are Holy Land. Now, one that I'm sure you all know, most of you would know it by heart. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. So the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near, and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Why does the lamb love Mary so? The eager children cried. Why, Mary loves the lamb, you know, the principal replied. Now, that, of course, is the standard version. There is also the Mrs. Grundy version. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. So the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Why does the lamb love Mary so? Eager children cried. Why, Mary loves the lamb, you know, the principal replied. Then, of course, there is the Edgar Allan Poe version. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rules. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. So the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near and waited patiently about till Mary did appear. Why does the lamb love Mary so? The eager children cried. Why? Mary loves the lamb, you know, the principal replied. And finally, there is the Edgar Allan Poe version. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, it stalked on cloven foot. It snuck into the school one day. With fiends, that is the rule. It made the children hide and pray to see that lamb at school. So teachers tried to chase it out. Well, all their sins confessed, till Mary spun her head about like Linda Blair possessed. Why does the lamb treat Mary so? The frightened children cried. The devil owns them both, you know, a voice from hell replied.
Thank you very much, John. That was pretty fun. Let's see. Mary Jennings just joined us. I don't think she's ready yet, so I'm actually going to do something I don't usually do anymore, though people have requested. I'll throw in one of my Stone Soup Crouton poems, which is a poem compiled of bits and pieces from everyone's open mic contributions from any particular week. This one comes from the open mic before Denise Washington. Called this one Exhibition Fight. You got too high and tried to box God. Only flowers in your corner to remind you of your to-be-hastened impermanence. Almighty plays you like a cat plays with its corpse toy. Failed prodigy, not even a gifted Pegasus to your name. Can't parse a wave from a kraken. The populace are sick and tired of aspiring people's heroes. They only trust the state murdered. No credible publicist will get behind you. The elephant deity won't squash you, only because your skunk scent might rub off. Encase them like amber. It's summer's end. Smart-ass martyrs like you don't get to go out in prime limelight. Go retreat into fall. Wait for bombs to come. And hopefully that gives Miss Jennings some time that she's ready to read. We're doing a double round robin tonight, so it's like everyone gets a turn. Oops, looks like you haven't muted. There you go.
Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, I've got 3 cinquains here. As a sort of preamble, it's just touching upon my earlier development as a poet. When somebody, when I had another poet trying to influence me and in nonlinear thinking, which I really had no clue of at the time, but I'm pretty much opening myself up to it, but I turned it all into my usual cinquains, and they're all scattered cinquains. Scattered, how I perceived nonlinear thinking, maybe flowers or rusted junk, fields. Scattered, so I've been called. Now that's a paradox. Straightforward never paid me off. Cycle. And I think I'm, yeah, this third one, I think I'm going to have to let lay. Thank you.
Okay, if you change your mind, just if you want to come, if you want to do the second round later, just let me know.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do the second round. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
Sounds good. And now, before getting to the music, it looks like we have one more person who's unmuted and seems like he's ready to go. Jason Wright of oddballmagazine.com, of Oddball Foundation, of Oddball Show Podcast. Might you be ready to read?
No, but I can say something real quick.
Sure.
So I want to say, please listen to the latest podcast of the Oddball Show. I interviewed Dire Literary Series Tim Gager. It's a lot different from other Oddball shows. We're doing a lot more post-production and having a lot more fun with it, with cutaways and voiceovers and laugh tracks and all sorts of cool things. So definitely check it out. It's really great. And if you like it, please leave a review. We're about mental health advocacy, and, if more people, watch and rate and review our podcast, it gets listed up higher in iTunes and more people can see it and stuff. So that's what I'm asking. If you listen to the Oddball Show, you just go to Apple Podcasts or whatever podcast platform you go to, and then just check out it. It's really entertaining. For poetry people, it's exactly what you're looking for. Tim Gager reads 3 poems in this one. He discusses each one at length. We go into them. We joke, we laugh, we talk serious subjects. It's a really good episode. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'd like to read a poem a little bit, but for now, just check out the Oddball Show.
Okay, thanks, Jason. And we'll move it over now to our musical interlude with Mr. Ethan Meckler.
Thanks, Chad. Back to you, Chad.
Thank you so much, Ethan. And with that, we're going to end our first round of the round robin. Round two coming up with the return of some. We missed you badly last week, James. Coming up now is not only a regular at Stone Soup, but a regular at oddballmagazine.com. Read his column that is published every week, every Thursday without fail at 11 a.m. I bring you Mr. James Van Loy.
Hi, Chad. So I have a piece here which is called Cosmos Chaos, which is actually a book title. There is such a book, Cosmos Chaos. And it's actually kind of a ideological genealogy of the development of apocalyptic thinking from the ancient cultures of the Mideast through the Mesopotamians and the Babylonians and the Hittites, Assyrians, and Neo-Babylonians through Jewish and Christian and Muslim culture. It's written by a guy named Norman Cohn. And actually his first book was called The Pursuit of the Millennium, which is a history of the apocalyptic cults of the Middle Ages, starting basically with the First Crusade in 1096. So anyway, this is called Cosmos Chaos. For all the comparisons to Adolf Hitler, Nazis, and the Third Reich, Trump, like Satan, always acts out as if nothing matters but him. Oh, him indeed, this manicured shell of comb-over makeup, artist of positive thinking, selling himself, as Dad said, back in the positraction drive chain of the muscle car men, fleeing to start the new frontier line in the ever-expanding cosmos, rushing out of itself, telescoping and microscoping the fall down the black hole, Big Bang death ray indigestion that knows exactly what is going on for the 1,000 of years. It's all actually the Bible backstory, unearthed by centuries of digs, archaeological, and of course also political, because it's all political. Now, the political doesn't mean one little thing, but everything is still there waiting for body to become cosmos and chaos to be everything under control for at the first time, alpha to omega to infinity and beyond, always beyond. Why we have to live this way, why the apocalypse is still there, why devil is in the odd details, why such a character transpire, why these people do these things, fetuses for the draft, embryos for the workforce, babies for the underdeployed, birth in service to combat, combat training for war. Earth is battlefield, war is order, cosmos, chaos, chaos, cosmos. And I'll leave that there for now. Thank you.
All right, James. And we'll go back to start with the round robin. And that means we go back to who we originally started with, would be Mr. Gentleman Galt, Ed himself, if he is able to go.
Okay, am I ready now? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, this is the, I'll start off here with the second of the two nightmares. It's called Rendezvous on the Patio. You and I were at the table with Dr. Handelman. I was telling him about the early days of our relationship, how we met at work and started going out. I was telling him of our first dinner out. It was on your birthday. I had them bring cake out, and they sang to you. You were wearing that sunflower bonnet. The sunflower was your symbol. There were some growing on the patio where we were seated. I talked about the trip we took to the Poconos for Thanksgiving and the hike we took. There was an ice cream vendor in the patio. I got us each a cone and told Handelman more stories about us. After a while, he pointed out you hadn't eaten your cone. You had been dead for years. Oh, thank you very much. I might be looking for another title for that, but that's the title du jour. Thank you.
Good luck, and good luck with your book, Ed. Who do we have next? Yes, we have coming to us from Phone Land. It's Miss Nancy Dotson, who, if she unmutes herself, we'll get right back. We'll get right on it. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Anger. Out of my living room window, I see a blue jay that swoops like a plane. His feet touch the back of a squirrel over and over again. Scolding, scolding, the bird cries, "Don't eat the bird seed, no, no." The squirrel replies, "Ouch, ouch. I'm alive and I need to eat or I will die." The squirrel freezes. Then on the third swoop, he runs from the hurtful jay, down the trellis to the ground and over the fence. In the neighbor's yard, the squirrel is seen no more. The blue jay is flying away. Mission accomplished. His blue coat matches the heavenly sky, but this is not a heavenly bound bird.
Thank you, Nancy. And who do we have next? If he's Chris, if you want to read something else, Mr. Chris Fitzgerald.
Yes, I got two TLA poems. At first, I made a mistake in the beginning. Should have said, I thought that Kevin Gallagher feature was a breath of fresh air last week. I really enjoyed that. Now, these are two TLA poems. That's True Love Always. And that's I got about 7 or 8. That's all what they're really about. First one's called With Spine Charm. I tried sewing, rowing, and the occasional crossword, but until I put my hands on your ass, while slow dancing in the living room of your apartment on Sawyer Ave, I had no idea how important my hands were to my pursuit of happiness during my stay on the planet Earth. You recall the next day, I gave up engaging in pickup games, playground basketball. I couldn't take a chance to hurt my hands. I mean, I would not have missed sewing, rowing, and the occasional crossword, but all the rest, all the best. This one's called The Luncheon Special. Then I called you from Dublin. 3 months of Sundays had elapsed since we had been toe-to-toe. Enthusiasm was pouring through that machine, but you kept saying no change, no change, challenging my authority on how your voice sounds when permeated by another being. Coins ran out, your last words, have fun in Dublin. Well, it was pub quiz night in the Irish capital. I was the token American on my team. My job was to answer the arcane American historical facts, such as what was the first name and religion of the third virgin Elvis Presley had slept with? Cindy Lou Shakers. But it was Betty Joe of the Quakers. After the game, and maybe one more point, I think I'll leave a message on a business answering machine. Say I come back to America. Say I come back. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm seated at a table all by myself at Am Ryan's restaurant. What are the chances of you joining me? Are they 50-50? Are they better? The superiority of the food negates any company suspect? Remember, just like always, you won't have to get the luncheon special, although I probably will. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. What do we have next? Yes, following Chris, we have Mr. John Sturm if he wants one more go at it.
But of course, we have 2 more goes from Mary. When Mary had a little lamb, the doctor was surprised. But when old MacDonald had a farm, he couldn't believe his eyes. And Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was black as soot, and everywhere that Mary went, his sooty foot he put. Then something from Macbeth. Double, double toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Cool it with a baboon's blood, then the charm is firm and good. Now around the cauldron sing elves and fairies in a ring, enchanting all that you put in. By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. When shall we 3 meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. Away! Irma Bombeck says, on Halloween, a grandmother pretends she doesn't know who you are. This is the night of Halloween, when all the witches may be seen, when black cats prowl and pumpkins gleam. May luck be yours on Halloween. John Burnside said, all my life I have been a celebrant of Halloween. For me, it is the most important day of the year, the turning point in the old pagan calendar. Rita Runner had a different view of Halloween. She said, Halloween was confusing. All my life, my parents told me, don't take candy from strangers. Then they dressed me up and said, go beg for it. I didn't know what to do. I'd knock on the door and say, trick or treat. No, thank you.
No.
Robert Brault said,
49.
I don't know if there are any real ghosts and goblins, but why are there always more trick-or-treaters than neighborhood children? Stephen King said, the thing under my bed that's trying to grab my ankle isn't real. I know that. And I also know that I'm very careful to keep my foot under the covers. It will never be able to grab my ankle. There's an old Scottish saying, from ghoulies and ghosties and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the night, good Lord, deliver us. And I came up with this little ditty. Halloween was a horror, and through this horror of Halloween marched truly frightening imagined horrors. Halloween's now a humor, and in this humor of Halloween play frightfully costumed happy children. And this, just this October Eve, when the sidewalks are goblin haunted, the door opening treat givers are smiling at the ghostly goblins. And Eddie and Bill come running from leaf piles and prank pulling, and it's Halloween when the world is pumpkin lighted. The grown-up treat givers are pigging out on Hershey bars, and Betty and Esbill come laughing from apple bobbing and pumpkin carving, and it's Halloween, and the decay-fearing parents are dumping half the candy haul.
Thanks, John. That was great. We do have a couple more people before we get to the musical interlude a second time and to Mary Jennings. We have and James Van Looy, but I think I was the one who went before Mary. I'll keep that going. Oh yeah, this is from an open mic on the 8th. Meg Smith was the feature. And here we are. This is a Stone Soup Crouton poem based on that. And This turned out to, it's kind of weird. It was actually on almost near the second anniversary of Bill Barnum's passing, where we had a celebration in September of 2019. I've actually managed to save some footage from that from my phone, and hopefully we'll save the rest of it by the end of this week. I've had to overhaul my iPhone in order to make sure that that doesn't get lost. It includes a lengthy tribute from Bill Barnum's friend and caretaker, Bob Johnson, and as well as tributes from Carol Weston and James Van Looy. I only realized that after I started rummaging through the phone. I'm like, oh yeah, this was written on the eve of. This was written in as close to you can get without thinking about it. The anniversary of Bill Barnum's tribute. And this is called Bill Barnum's Prison Talk. While your self-esteem cries comfort me to your family, Bill Barnum behind bars holds his high throughout, knows how to do the deed and succeed, chooses not to. Unwilling to hurt anything, refusing to break atoms in half. Reborn as dog, Bill sleeps on windowsill, as cat he always loved. Bill gives inquiries to his wardens. Why do they think only strong survive? Chickens outlasted dinosaurs. Not all who howl at moon are alphas. Not everything that's been eaten was under Darwin's boot. If people are sitting around a campfire, they cheated to win. Bill's cat body sits, waits to ignore once winner is evident. Bill says poets need to put down both screens and notebooks. Their heads are down where the wind tries to talk to them. Scores of winters lived, they would miss a blizzard under their feet. Orphaned from earth, the last tree touched a ghost in a matchbook. The crow cries for them to leave reservation, lose henna face paint. They already have the rest of the world, not exiled, if never left. If your spirit animal isn't a horse, then lose your blacksmith shoes. Oh, thanks, John. And I just realized I might have pinned you by accident, but so they might have seen your face the entire time, which is, I read that, which is fine by me. But let's move it over to Mary Jennings. It's her turn up, and I think she's ready.
I'm ready, yes.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, normally I would read 3 cinquains to cover the time, but I only dropped the third one because it was it was way too pointed for me. So okay, all right. Here's one of my earlier long ones, The Ballad of Significance. What a feast it was to be extreme, caressing the extremities of your emotions, your self-image, a staggering display of fireworks, a truth stretched beyond its limits, until you noticed the indifference of those you hoped to fixate with your drama. You regress, then reassess. You greet each day with a regiment of routines to keep from disintegrating. It's called structure and technique, combined with an embrace of the truth. They will test you and tease you and say, you think you're all that? They will pay full admission price for the opportunity to heckle and excoriate you because it's their money and they can do as they please. They have no fraction of an idea what it's like to dance when others are watching. They will say it's not decent, but they never even tried. Where is the applause? Where are the accolades? Where is the adulation? Many an idiot, albeit brilliant, who wanted fame and got it, indulge in the envy and acclaim of their peers until they trip up on their inconsistencies. And where did the crowds go? You ask yourself the same question. Your brilliance was considered just nifty, but you wouldn't descend to being shifty. If you did, wouldn't you be fragrant then? The truth is no longer obvious to the wicked and stupid, being multiplied daily. Tell your truths, dance your dance, and forget significance. Adulation is a trap, but applause and accolades can be sweet when they're earned. Applause dies down, but accolades can last a lifetime. Significance is just a matter of perception. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. Who do we have next? If Jason Wright is available now to read his poem, as he seems to be, I can bring him up now. Mr. Jason Wright of Oddball Magazine, Oddball Podcast, The Oddball Show, The Oddball Foundation, and not to mention Oddball, which will someday be a sentence like Buffalo is. Let's welcome up Mr. Jason Wright.
Thanks. This is my poem from this week. It's called Jagged Thought 393. O phosphatidylserine. O phosphatidylserine. Bush's glycerine fugue together with the phosphatidylserine. Makes for a huge crash sleep when the lead hits the temple. It's that simple. What was all the lamenting for? Four on the floor, the dance floor is heated. A pool of swimming tadpoles, life goals, hit the beach ball, deflate the beach ball. 9 months later, make a smaller beach ball. That was Jagged Thought, 393. O phosphatidylserine.
It rolls off the tongue.
I am totally mystified.
Do you want me to read the one from the, so I can catch up? The one from last week?
Sure, if you want.
All right, cool. So as Chad said, and as all of you know, Oddball is basically everything that I'm a part of. Oddball Magazine and Oddball Show, yada, yada, yada. I had the lobster bisque. And, you know, the foundation has done some great things recently, and Chad was an amazing host for our 5K that just happened. And there's some great stuff coming up. I don't know if you're part of our newsletter, of the Oddball Magazine's newsletter, but if you go to our website and you can click and become part of our newsletter, you'll keep up with all the stuff that's going on with us. And there's a couple things going on. We have October 30th, we're going to be at the Americans for Suicide Prevention, being honored for what we did at the 5K, and then also November 7th at the Worcester Railers. So this is Jagged Thought 392, instrumental soundtrack. Here in my cold submarine, I lie a lonely vaporized melody. We all live in a lonely submarine, a lonely submarine, a lowly submarine. Screams from the daffodils, bass heads pop into form. The porn star does porn and she goes to Hollywood. She's going to be a star getting off daddy's farm. Bigfoot lies in the hot summer sun. He shaves, they shave. Oh, they just want to have fun. They just want to have fun. Rolling down a simple melody. I wish it was so easy. Thumb a needle. A thimble has its reasons. Prick the demon, make his green blood drip. Drowning to the thick sound of magnificence, Malice's intent to drive a nail through the hand that types, the other one nailed to the ceiling. Oh, what a feeling, it rocks and rolls. This season is for dreaming. Nightmares turn into cold fish here in my lonely submarine, my lonely submarine, my lowly submarine. And that was Jagged Thought 392. Thanks, Chad.
Thank
Now,
you, Jason.
Jason, what color was that lonely submarine?
That's a good question. I'm gonna go with blue.
Anything but yellow?
Yeah.
John, you
I mean,
meanie.
no one thinks yellow as a lonely color. I think blue is usually that lonely, acrid color, blue. So thanks.
I think we have some more people coming on. I think Ethan's joining up again. I didn't realize he was dropped, but I think Patricia is willing if she wants to enter with a poem. And you if you want to do 2 poems because you missed the first round of the round robin, Patricia, I don't think
Sorry
anyone
about
will
that.
object.
Just everything. I'm just going crazy. Okay.
Don't worry.
Just wrote this today. Billie Holiday inspiration. It's easy to remember. These buildings, old and majestic, with weathered bricks and stoops, recall 2 people, their shared expressions, smiles, and Valentine promises. How their bodies once swung in defiance and laughter made the air fresher before family intervention destroyed who they were. As I walk these bluestone streets, I realize these people, I visualize these people, hear whispers in the wind. Are the buildings sending virtual photographs, a black and white world before my birth? Or are the lovers sharing regrets that were too easy to remember and too hard to forget? And last one, I'll find what I wrote. Oh, yeah. 1 second, I'm so sorry. Oh, John, I'm all screwed up there. Here it is. Wild is the wind. Do you hear the wind? See that renegade leaf dance on concrete. I am that wind. I am that leaf. I am that dance in the distance. Miss Simone sings about spring and kisses. In a dervish trance, you cling to that leaf. Embrace the wind. The wind is wild, and logic and fear surrender to oneness. The wind is love, and love is the light that has no end. Thank you.
Thank you. I wondered if that was going to be tied directly to Nina Simone.
Thank you so much, Patricia. And it looks like Ethan joined us just long enough to say he's got to go. I appreciate that. So we'll get started. Well, we'll get going with the last person, our penultimate closer. Nowadays, it's good to have him back after his temporary absence. Let's bring back Mr. James Van Looy and look for his column this coming tomorrow at 11 o'clock a.m. at oddballmagazine.com.
Thanks, Chad. So I was just visiting southwestern PA, and so I got this poem here, which is called The Brownsvillian Club. Brownsvillian Club. Football at the Brownsvillian Club, accompanied by Middle Eastern myth. The Steelers versus the Denver Broncos, Iron Age weapons and armored men. Everything you could need is there. Big screen vision and music machine. A buffet of nourishment just waits, and machines of fortune just spin. The holy day reduced to prophecy. The great pumpkin has its place. The combat misses out on the field. The apocalypse explained in a book. The witch flies on her broom above. The eagle spreads wings on plaque. These titanic great muscle macho men smash bodies in ancient combat myth. No one knows where it all comes from. These dynasties and succeeding empires and this myth of victory and honor. The men yell, son of a bitch, son of a bitch. There must be women here somewhere. Oh, what a historic town. fallen now on such hard times, where a last-ditch comeback is somehow always possible. The wolf will dwell with the lamb, and the leopard lie down with a kid. And the home team will go to the end, and the visitor still have a chance to see this is heaven, and the battlefield has become the heavenly heights, and the sports field, this holy collective common possession where the people play eternally the game of the fans, and tribal solidarity, gone eternal, total, universal place of the peace happening all around, cheering throng. And let me sing a little Dutch song for you here, which is actually, this song is the Dutch version of Leonard Cohen's song, Suzanne Takes You Down. Suzanne neemt je mee naar een bank aan het water. 1000 shippen gaan voorbij en tak wordt met naar lied later. En je weet daar ze te gek is, want daarom zit je naast haar. En she geeft je peppermuntjes, want she geeft je grog iets tastbaars en net als je hart wilt zeggen. Ik kan jou gen liefde geven, komt heel de stad te leven. En hoor je muwen schreeuwen, en je steeds van aan haar gehouden. En je wilt wel met haar meegaan, samen naar die overkant. En je moet wel wat vertrouwen, want je houdt al je gedachten in haar hand. En Jezus was een visser, die het water zo vertrouwde, dat hij zomaar over zee liep, omdat hij het leven houden van de golven en de branding, waar niemand kan verdrinken. Hij zei, als men blijft geloven, kan de zwaarte steen niet zinken, maar de hemel ging pas open, toen zijn lichaam was gebroken, en hoe hij geleden, dat weet alleen de visser aan het kruis. En je wilt wel met hem meegaan, samen naar die overkant. En je moet wel vertrouwen, want hij houdt al je gedachten in zijn hand. Suzanne heb je mee naar een bank aan het water, en aanhoudt waar she naar kijkt, al herinnering voor later. En als sunlight lijkt wel honing voor een kinderen ziek te kouden. En het grasveld ligt bezaaid met wat de mensen zo wel wegdoen. En die goed leggen die helden maar een grimlach af de lippen. En de muwen en de look lijken net verwaalde stippen. Als Suzanne je lachen aankijkt. En je wilt wel met haar meegaan, samen naar die overkant. En je moet haar wel vertrouwen, want she houdt al je gedachten in haar hand. Thank you.
Thank you, James. And thanks to everyone who joined us tonight. Hopefully more announcements coming as we get our ducks in a row here at Stone Soup headquarters. I'm celebrating the 1-year anniversary of actually moving in here to my new home this month. I'll probably do a TikTok about it. It was actually the weekend of Columbus Day that we moved in. It was like the final Monday where we finally got everything out of there, which was an amazing undertaking. And I'm still flabbergasted about it now. We have less stuff. We had less stuff then than we do now. We started buying and getting furniture off of Buy Nothing JP in Southie right away. But yeah, now I'll be hopefully making some announcements as to who will be featuring next week and who will be featuring for the rest of the month. And for those who came in late, the last week of October, there's an important MBTA meeting going on to discuss better service for certain routes. And I have to tell you, since everyone's come back after the pandemic. The trains and the buses are running worse than they ever have. So I might be part of that meeting, which means that we'll have a stone soup on a different night. I'll let you know if I can make myself known and heard on any other way aside from being there. I'll do that, but we'll let you know. At any rate, thank you all for coming. This is a nice little open mic that happened. We're going to do the wave now, and some of you know what that means. It means you wave too, and then you stop and pause, because if I have to pause the picture looking like this, it looks very suspect. So thank you all very much for coming tonight. More
And
announcements. Have yourself a good night. And thank you all for your words, and stay tuned for the video showing up between 8 and 9 tomorrow. And of course, look for and read and share the Stone Soup Crouton poem this coming Friday. The show's over.
And I'm going to be on jury duty next week. So wish me luck.
Good luck. Hope you don't get picked. God, see ya.
Thank you, Chad.
I hope they make it. Jury
Thank
duty.
you.
Bye.
Guys.
Good to see you, Chad. Take care, buddy.
Good night.
Have a good night, everyone. See you, Jason.
So late. I was at
Yeah.
Zoom meeting.
No worry. Shouldn't you be leafleting now? Anyway, see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.